Yo, 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 what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Lamborghini Preem, back once again talking this boxing shit. And the topic of today's video will be whether the absolutely prolific and one of my personal favorite fighters, Andre S.O.G. Ward, will ever return to the squared circle to, come back to our motherfucking sport of our wonderful sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And if you would have asked me maybe any time before the last 4 or 5 days, I would have had to tell you, man, I don't think that Andre Ward is coming back to the sport. I personally, he seems like a very intelligent guy, and as such, I believe he's definitely taking care of his money. He'd have made a hell of a lot of money. Shout out to him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard hustle, that boxing shit, so shout out to him for that. You know what I'm saying? He done made his money. He done took care of it. He seems to be one of those guys that's not too enamored by, the shit that usually, separates most athletes from their wealth. So I would have been like, shit, man, maybe it's over with. A lot of the bullshit. And plus, he had a lot of wear and tear on his body. He had already been in the game almost 20 years, maybe over 20 years. I can't remember that off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was close to, if not over 20 years he'd been in the game. So I'd have been like, yeah, man, it looked like it's over. It's a good point to hang him up. But then a couple of days ago, I was on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, like I always am when I'm bored than a motherfucker. And I happened to see my man Andre S.O.G. Ward retweet the tweet of a fan that said, the fan actually said in the tweet, and the tweet read something along the lines of, or at least the person who tweeted it, the original person, he said something along the lines of, what if Ward isn't actually retired? What if he's just taking this time off to heal his body and get his weight up, basically, and come back and campaign at heavyweight like he originally said he would do? And Andre Ward retweeted that with the emoji that, the thinking emoji. So I'm like, oh shit. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah. Ward would definitely probably be back now. And I feel good about it. It's the type of shit I like to hear. I love when fighters, especially champions, people who have already achieved greatness on a super high level, when they are striving for even more greatness. When they dare to be even greater. You know what I'm saying? When they put it all on the line, to go do some outlandish shit that we never would have thought that they ever could accomplish. I just appreciate it. Pass or fail, win or lose, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Andre Ward, like I said, in my opinion right now, if he never did another thing in the sport of boxing, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Definitely off top, first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of the greatest 168 pounders ever in history. One of the greatest ever. I mean, he up there with James Toney, Roy Jones, Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Those names, as far as 168 go, they all, they ring bells like that. It's nothing but respect from my end of the motherfucking world. So I would love to see him come back and fight Anthony Joshua in a year or two, however long it's going to take, because him and Virgil Hunter seem to be very, very intelligent and pragmatic guys. I don't see them just jumping out the window and doing no left hand shit, or maybe putting themselves in a position to where they can to where they don't have the best chance to win. I should put it like that. So I expect them to do this the right way. I don't expect no overnight bullshit. So it's something I would love to see if Andre Ward was to somehow fuck around, come back, and really beat Anthony Joshua. All his haters will have to bow. They will have to crawl, in infallible words of my man Muhammad Ali. I'm saying, all you critics gonna bow, all you critics crawl. That's what's gonna have to happen, you know what I mean? Because my man Ward, man, he come back and do that. That's some shock the world type shit. Personally, would I love to see? I would personally love to see. I would have loved to see. Excuse me, I shouldn't even say it like that. I would have loved to have seen, while he was champion, I would have loved to have seen him finally beat Adonis Stevenson, or fight Adonis Stevenson and unify all the world championships up at 175 so we can have an undisputed champ. That would have been beautiful. But I mean, in lieu of that, to get an Anthony Joshua fight, I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it, because in the Adonis Stevenson fight, I feel like Ward would be favored, and rightfully so. And so once he beats Adonis Stevenson and becomes undisputed, he wouldn't probably get the credit that he truly deserves for doing something like that, which kind of takes a little bit of the luster off of, you know, a proposition like that. And part of the reason why I can understand why a guy like Ward wouldn't want to take that fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's still something I would have loved to have seen while he was champion. But now the fact that he's not champion, even if he came back and did it, it's not really the same, because, you know, he wouldn't get the kudos that he deserves for being undisputed. He had to go collect all those belts again, and it's like, do I really want to see him beat up Kovalev again? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know that it's, no matter how many times they fight, there's no way Kovalev can beat Andre Ward. So, you know, that's just where I'm at with that. But as far as this Anthony Joshua shit, I said it before. I said it as soon as Andre Ward said it the first time, and I'm going to say it again. If he fights Anthony Joshua, if Andre Ward comes back and fights Anthony Joshua, I believe Andre Ward will win a unanimous decision. I believe it. And I also believe that, I don't know how Ward's power will be at heavyweight. I don't know, because he wasn't the heaviest punching guy at once. You know what? Let me not say that, because Andre Ward is one of those rare fighters, much like Floyd Mayweather and, you know, just the upper echelon of fighters who, because they always fighting A-level guys, you know what I'm saying? You don't always get to see things like they power on display. You don't always get to see the things that you expect to see from guys who, you know, do their thing like that. You know what I mean? Because they're fighting A-level competition, these guys who are in these situations, they know how to not only protect themselves from getting knocked out, but they also know how to disguise very well when they actually are hurt. They also know how to, you know, they're crafty enough to keep themselves from getting too hurt. You know what I mean? Just things like that we don't necessarily quantify when we're talking about heavy punchers and things like that. So like I said, the jury's kind of out on whether or not, you know, Ward was he wasn't a one punch knockout guy, but does he have the kind of power that could wear you out? Probably. Would a bigger Ward have more power? Or would it stay the same and not really be affected? I mean, we don't know. These are all open questions, but given all of that, even with those question marks, I still pick Ward to technically take apart Anthony Joshua. It's a wonderful thing, you know what I'm saying? This wishful thinking. And it's not even, you know, it's not proven. Ward didn't confirm anything. All he did was retweet something. But my personal opinion, I believe he comes back. And I believe he comes back with a vengeance. And I believe he beats Anthony Joshua when he does come back. So, you know, that's just my opinion, man. I mean, you can call me crazy. I could already probably tell there's going to be somebody in the motherfucking comment section like, you fucking crazy, man. There's no way little ass Andre Ward is going to come out and beat the super heavyweight known as Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua is a big motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's a tall order for anybody. But if anybody can do something like that, I believe it's Andre Ward. And I personally, I can see it happening. It is nowhere near far-fetched in my opinion. It seems very, very doable. You know, just in my opinion. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I'm a real one. They say real recognize real. And I definitely see my man Ward being, he's too advanced technically. You know what I'm saying? Ward knows how to protect himself and to keep himself out of harm's way. And I believe that his style would be perfect to neutralize Anthony Joshua's style. His size would be perfect to neutralize Anthony Joshua. It would all be perfect. Now, versus Wilder, that's a horse of a different color in my opinion. I think that one is a much, much, much more dangerous fight. Even though it would be easier from a technical standpoint. I believe it would be a lot easier for Andre Ward to outbox Deontay Wilder than it would be for Andre Ward to outbox Anthony Joshua. But I also believe that eventually Wilder's going to land. And when he does, man, you know, it's the same for Ward as it would be for everybody else. You know, it would be an open question as to whether Ward could withstand that kind of power, because Wilder has freakish power in that right hand. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically the only reason I pick him to win against Joshua, because like I said before, I believe Joshua is more technically sound. He has a better jab. He has better fundamentals, more sound fundamentals, I should say. Not better, just more sound. He's been more... It seems like he's been in the game longer, or his tutelage, you know, it seems to have affected him a lot more. Like maybe his training, you know, maybe he's been training a little longer than Wilder. I know Wilder did some other sports or whatever, but I just can't, man. Joshua a bad motherfucker, but Wilder mind erases him, and I believe Wilder mind erases Andre Ward too. Well, let me not say he guarantees to knock out Andre Ward. I believe that that's just a closer fight than him and Anthony Joshua, which is wild because, like I said, Anthony Joshua has a hell of a chance to defeat Deontay Wilder. So, I mean, it's just all weird. But when the dust settles, if Andre Ward was to come back, I believe he will come back. But if he were to come back, I believe he has a great shot at defeating either Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. So shout out to my man Ward, and shout out to you if you fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. And while you fucking with me, make sure you stop over to my official site, hustlegameboss.com. Check out my all new album, It's My Turn, the Throne Ascension LP. You can cop the physical CD there. You can cop the digital download there, or you can go to iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Google Play, anywhere you prefer. Tidal, shout out to Tidal, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere you can find it. I mean, you can find it literally anywhere, even on YouTube. Just type in the search engine, The Supreme General. You're going to see all my shit pop up, you know what I mean? And if you don't know nothing about me, I believe you're going to be pleasantly surprised, you know what I mean? If you only know me from the boxing shit, I'm actually quite a very accomplished musician. And I put my heart into everything that I do, especially the music shit. So you're going to feel it. If you're a real nigga, you definitely going to feel it. You appreciate G shit, you going to feel it. You're going to appreciate great records, you will appreciate this. So, like I said, thanks again for fucking with me. I definitely appreciate it. I'm on to the next one. All right, 100.